Hi, I'm Intro. In this video, we are looking at the designing of the COVID-19 informational website using one of the most underrated software, which is Adobe Muse, and without writing a single piece of code. COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, has been around in our lives for more than a year now. The pandemic has resulted in severe economic and social impacts around the world. Many people lost their jobs and many people lost their lives. It affected our lives forever. I and everyone hope this pandemic would be over soon and live happily again. To do that, stopping the spread starts with you. Wear a mask, clean your hands frequently, maintain safe distance from others, do register and get vaccinated, and donate if you can for needy people. Remember to stay home and stay safe. The website we are going to design focus on the symptoms of the COVID after you are affecting from coronavirus and what are the precautions needed to take to save ourselves and some necessary steps to take treatment. It also have information about the statistics of COVID from last year to till now and the news slideshow panel from the latest information. Finally, it contains a support page which have a basic form to send data. This website shows the basic information about COVID-19 and it is designed in Adobe Muse. Adobe Muse is a discontinued offline website builder used to create fixed, fluid or adaptive websites without the need to write code. It generates static pages but it does not manage hosting. I installed the trial version of Adobe Muse in Creative Cloud, which is free. You can install it too. After opening the Adobe Muse, we can see there are a couple of options here. First, there is two options here. One is fluid width and fixed width. I'm going to select fluid width. After that, we have a maximum page width here. I'm going to set it to 1440. And for columns, I'm going to set it to 12 column because I want a 12 column grid. For minimum width, I'm going to set it to 1200. For minimum height, I'm going to select it to 1000. For the other options right here, I'm going to set it to default here and click OK. After doing that, we created a website here with some default pages. One is home and another one is master. As we can see in our final site, the navigation bar or header is fixed and common to every single page, and same goes for the footer. The master page allows us to create common elements among all the pages like the logo of the website and header and footer. Let's add the logo to our website. I already have all the resources in my assets folder here, which contains all the images that I used in my final site right here. Here I open the master page. I'm gonna just add that logo right here by clicking and dragging, and we can paste wherever we want here. So I'm just gonna paste here. Now that we have logo, let's put the logo in the right place. We can resize it to whatever size we want. So I'm just gonna resize it a little bit and I'm just put here so does it look like the final website. Here we have some sliders so that we can slide over a little bit to increase the navigation bar height. So I'm just going to increase a little bit and resize the logo so that it would fit in the right place. Now we have the header and footer that's common in our website. Before doing that, we're going to add all the necessary pages here in the dashboard, which are symptoms, prevention, we have treatment page, statistics page, news page, and also we have support page as well here. We can see that the support is not included in the menu. It looks like a button in the final site, so it is not included in menu. So I'm just gonna add the support page as a sub page to the news here, so that it won't be appear in the menu. Now we have all the pages. Let's add the menu in the header. To add menu in Adobe Muse, we have something called as widgets library. In widgets library, we have a menus folder right here. I'm gonna click it. I need a horizontal menu, so I'm just gonna click and drag right here. As we can see, it automatically created a menu based on the pages that we have added in the dashboard. I'm just gonna clear all the stylings that it has. To do that, right click on the menu and clear all stylings. It cleared all the stylings here, but it looks terrible. I want to align the text to the center so that it will look good with padding and everything. I'm just gonna select the menu here, click the text panel and click the align center option right here. So it will align our text in the menu bar center, so it will look nice and clean. I'm just gonna put it in the navigation bar right here. We can resize it whatever size we want. I'm just gonna resize it a little bit. I also wanted to change the font type of this menu bar. Text panel we can change right here. I am choosing the font name Millionaire Demo here. You can choose whatever you want, and also I'm gonna increase the font size a little bit so it looks better. Now that we have our menu, in our final site, as we can see, our menu has some great scroll effects. As I scroll through all the menu options here, it will change the color of the text, and if I click one of them, it will also change the color as well. To obtain this in Adobe Muse, we can simply use something called States panel right here. It will show all the states of the text. If I roll over, I can simply change color right here. I wanted to change to orange, and for the active state I want to change it to blue. For the normal, I'm going to choose it to a dark blue. Yeah, that looks pretty well. To preview our site in browser or in Adobe Muse, we have something called a preview option. Preview option let us to see our final site looks like a browser. We can see our preview here using the preview tab. Now that we have some simple animation scroll effects right here, which is pretty great. I don't want to go to all of the styling at all. I'm not so perfect in that, so I'm just gonna go with some random colors. It looks good. Now go to the master page. As we can see in our final site, logo defaultly goes to the home, because in many websites we can see the same thing, that the logo of the website goes to the home site. We can obtain this in Adobe Muse simply by using something called hyperlinks. After clicking the logo, there is an options called hyperlinks. So when I click the drop down menu here, I can see all the pages right here, the home, news, and the support page, prevention, statistics, symptoms, treatments. I want the logo to navigate or redirect it to home page, so I'm just gonna select it home. Now we can see in our preview page, we have a link right here in the logo that automatically redirected to home. Now that we have some good looking navigation bar right here, we can add the same thing to the footer as well. In footer also there are some slides over here so that it will adjust the height of the page. Firstly, I'm going to the widgets library again. In the menus, I'm going to select this time vertical right here, so it will give the same thing as before. It will give all the menu pages right here. So I'm just going to click clear all styling so that it will look good. And also in the text panel, I'm just gonna center it to the center so it looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna put this in the footer section. I'm not gonna change the font and everything. I like it this way so that it will look good. I'm just gonna put it in center of the page. We can preview this. Yeah, it looks great. Now that our master page is set up, we can see that it changes the all pages like we talked about before. It will reflect changes to symptoms and all and everything. We can't change the menu items here because it is common to every single them. We can only change the navigation bar and footer elements only in master page itself. So let's go to the home page. In our final site, the home page looks like this. It has some cool GIF in it that will show the precautions need to be taken for the coronavirus. So it has some nice little animation. Also, it has some content beneath that and an image that describing what is the COVID stands for. So it has some nice information here about the COVID. So let's add the GIF and a solid background color so that it will look good in the home page. To add that, I have everything in my asset folder like I said before. Let's add this here simply by dragging it and just pasting it here. I want it to be a little bit big. Yeah, it looks good now. What we are missing is we need a solid background right here so that it will look good. To add a solid background rectangle, we have some tools right here in the left which have some rectangle and a text tool and a selection tool which we are using right now and a hand tool and everything. I'm gonna click and create a rectangle right here. After doing that, let's add some color to it. Let's add the black color. Let's resize it a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I have to arrange this to the backward so that the video could appear in front of this. I'm just gonna send it to backwards. Now it looks good. Let's preview in the browser. To preview this site in the browser, go to the file and preview site and click on the preview site in the browser. So it defaultly previews your site in Microsoft Edge. I want to preview this site in Google Chrome. So I'm just gonna copy the link and open this in Google Chrome. Now that we have a nice little animation GIF and a black background here in the home page. After doing that, we need to add the content and then simple image right below this. So I'm just gonna scroll it a little bit here. I'm gonna add image right here, resize this a little bit, put it right here. That looks great. Now that in our final site we have some content as well. To add some content here in Adobe Muse, we have the text tool right here. I'm just gonna click and drag and enter the content. I'm gonna increase the font size a little bit. I think this looks great. Let's resize a little bit. Maybe reduce the font size. That looks great. Now we have added some content to our home page. This looks great. So we have some empty space. So I'm just gonna click this and drag it right there and put the footer in the right place. Now that we have done our home page, similarly for symptoms, prevention, treatments and statistics page, we just need to simply add images and some content to it, just like this in home page. So I'm just gonna forward this so that we can build the remaining pages. Now that we have home, symptoms, prevention, treatments and statistics pages here, now we are going to implement the news page and support page. As we can see in our final site, the news page contains a very good slideshow that changes images automatically in a short period of time. And also we can change images by clicking one of these arrows right here. So now let's implement the news page. To get a slideshow like this in Adobe Muse, go to Widgets Library panel and there is one folder called slideshow right here. I want a very basic slideshow, so I'm gonna click the basic one and click and drag right here. Now that it looks good, let's resize this a little bit. I don't want any captions, so I'm just gonna delete captions. Let's put this count here. Now that we have a nice little slideshow, let's add some images that we need to add in this COVID-19 informational website. I want to add some of the news information so that it will look good. To do that, we need to click that play button right here in the top right corner and click add images. Let's add a few more images. Now that we have those 3 images right here, let's test it out in the preview panel to see how this will appear. Now I can see the breaking news image right here and it changes automatically, and we can also change right here like this. So now that we have a good looking news page, let's create our support page. Now we almost completed the website. There is only one thing we need to add, which is support page. To add that, I'm in a master page. So as we can see in the final website, the support page lies in the top right corner, which is a button. When I click those button, it will have an image and it also have a nice little form right here which enters name, email and a message, and also it contains a very little nice looking image and a submit button which don't work right now, but we can actually implement this submit button and send it through email like that. We're not going to do that in this video, so let's implement this. To add a button, go to the widgets library, and in the first we have 2 types of button right here. One is HIDPI and another one is state button. I want to add this state button. I added state button. Let's change the text to support. Let's add a nice looking font to it. Let's change the color of the background button to something like orange. It looks good. Let's put this button in the right place. Let's resize it a little bit. Now add states to it so that it looks good. For rollover, I'm going to use the black one, which looks cool. And for active, I want to use something like green. Now that we have support button, let's add a hyperlink to the support page. To do that, there is a hyperlink section right here at the top, and when I click it, it will show all the pages that we have created. I want to add this to the support page, so I'm gonna click it. Now that it will redirect to support page whenever we click the support button. So let's add the content to the support button. Firstly, we have a image. Let's add image. Let's resize it a little bit. Looks good. Let's move the footer. Now that we have a form right here. Similarly, to add a form, go to the widgets library, and in the forms section, I want to add a simple contact form, not a detailed one. So I'm just going to add simple contact form right here. We can resize it and we can add colors to it. Can even change the font size, and I'm just gonna make this default. Looks like this. And lastly, I'm going to add a little bit image that depicts the support. Yeah, now it looks good. Let's preview on the preview section. Now we are in a support page. It looks very good. Yeah, now that we have completed the whole COVID-19 website without code, in this way we can build some static websites in Adobe Muse. Adobe Muse is an so underrated software. We can build websites and we can actually change these coding to the websites and add it to our projects. If you have made this far, please make sure to give it a like and do comment of your thoughts on this video, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.